Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Hope you're good, hope you're well. Now, we're going to talk about VeChain, when to invest. So hi everyone, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, like and comment. New camera, as you've probably already noticed, it looks a bit more clear, a bit more fresh. I'd pick out the camera that I bought years ago and make use of it. Why not say? So, hope you're good. We're going to talk about VeChain. It's been a while since I've done a when to invest video. So it's getting to that time where alt season's pretty much arrived and people are getting excited. You see all the green on the screen here. It's looking very, very good, as you can see. Now, last alt season, VeChain was a good runner in BTC pairs and obviously USD. We're going to chart both of them from a naked perspective. If you've never heard of VeChain, it's well worth a look. It's one of my holds. I like it a lot and I want to cover it because a lot of people are talking about it. It's doing incredibly well in USD price, as you can see here, but the dominance is about to change. The BTC price, in my opinion, is going to pop and it's probably going to yield a lot of, Satoshis essentially. I did a massive run on this last time. I think I got about 260% profit on that. Very, very happy with that, obviously. I'm hoping to do better this time, hopefully. So fingers crossed. But for me, as a long-term hold, check it out, do your research, make sure you understand it. There's a lot of misconceptions about VeChain in terms of how it works, but for me, it's a giant. It's a giant in its own sphere. So we are going to go naked charts. We're going to start from scratch, essentially. Now this is what it obviously looks like in USD pairs, for the obvious reason because Bitcoin is mooning right now, and we need to see essentially where can this go? Where can we see the extensions? But the one thing that I will say here already, we've already got an extension top, in my opinion. There's obviously other extensions we can use if we so wish to, which is absolutely fine. We can use those. If Bitcoin dips, this will fall in USD price. That's obvious to kind of look at. But as I say, there is other, if you've never done this before on your Fibonacci, there's other elements here. You can go to the next level upwards. So if we pick out the next few levels, essentially, we can maybe plot maybe the next levels that it could go to, just so you understand that. So that's what we got. It's a simple chart analysis. Hello, hi, end of video. I'm only joking, but we need to look at a few little platform areas. So the obvious area that we need to look at is the obvious kind of level number one here, the previous high, the previous top level, which we absolutely blasted through, as you can kind of make out here on the weekly time frame. Just made that a little bit smaller so it's a bit neater and tidier. Now, other levels to look at in case we do dip hard is, maybe even as low as this. Now, I personally don't think this will happen, in my honest opinion, but I like to hold those levels accountable. What we are looking for, though, realistically, though, just to make peace with this, is some sort of retracement. Now, in my opinion, obviously levels are levels. It's simple. We've got to be careful, though, in terms of where it could go. For me, those are the most important areas as it stands right now. They're very, very simple levels. You've got a massive level down here where I find it hard to believe because we've obviously got bullish structure. So that is like a worst case scenario. But for me, this level, as you can see here, if I zoom in a bit so you can see the numbers, is kind of key, and so is this level, in my honest opinion. Where can we go, though? So obviously this is now like holding out as it stands right now. We've obviously carried on going. I think we are going to go higher, though, because I think Bitcoin will gain in strength, but also you've got to remember the Satoshi values. The value in this video is going to come from the Satoshi values. You're going to see if Bitcoin stays steady and just continues in that little sideways boring moment of movement, essentially, methods of movement, what am I about? We will start seeing these external higher level Fibonacci breaches, essentially. They're going to get bigger and bigger. Now, one thing that I do need to do with my chart, and it's going to irritate me if I don't do it already, is essentially I need to kind of rechart this so it looks a bit neater and tidier, because it looks an absolute mess right now. Let me just put it all at branding colors so it looks neat and tidy, because it's gonna mess with my head. That'll do. So with that, we've got to look at this double your money baggage here, up here, the obvious, right? We've got this level up here, cool as you like, but we've also got to look at the 618 level, which is probably the next resistance tap again. In my opinion, we've got to look at that, we've got to respect that, and we've got to flip it. Flip that, we're going to go to this 3.7 cents, okay? But as I say, this is just Satoshi values that we need to worry about more than this. And that is what I would have as our chart, simple as that. Very neat, very tidy, very lovely. What we could look at as well is obviously the levels here of, you know, when we think going backwards in time, this is how it all transpires if you're doing a normal retracement as well, as it always does. So these levels are all pinpointed as perfect. If this is the top, as in right now, this is boom, we're going to come back down, and it does close below this level, this is where we could be looking at. We could be looking at an easy level here for potential buy orders, but as I say, it's a bullish market, all seasons potentially kicking off. This is probably unlikely situation, but if you are looking at dollar cost averaging, it may well happen. So that is the two versions of the fib that you should be looking at, in my opinion. But this is the easy version. Obviously that one's a backwards version with extensions to see where we could go further forward. But the confluence is quite good overall with going forward anyways, because you can see how if we do this retracement, we've got other extension levels that aren't too far away from where it was. And when you kind of look at maybe a retracement down into this region and then the next swing high, it's not too bad. But one thing I want to look at as well, I want to see, just bear with me. Again, same situation. Yeah, so perfect symmetry here, give or take, in and around where this level is here with the 2.618. So these extensions galore, this confluence galore, it's all looking quite good. So for me, what I would look for is this sort of setup, very, very simple. But it's always good to see where extensions have topped out. It's always good to see that first instead of doing the retracement. You've got to do the previous move, see where it's been, see where it's topped out, and see where we could retrace. But this is an open candle, so we've got to be careful. We can't just FOMO in. You will probably end up losing. So got to do it in steps, got to do it step by step, but we've got the data there to say that we could top out even higher if we so wish to. So that is BTC, no it's not, VeChain USD. And then we're going to look at this bad boy. As I said at the start of this video, right, this tends to run. It runs hard, it runs fast, and it had last time. I'm getting very excited about this, I'll be honest with you. There's been a slight RSI divergence, like literally, you probably argue a double bottom on the RSI and a low. That is usually a sign that it's bullish, it's starting to gain momentum, starting to go up again. Something's been found. We are starting to look to the point where we could be crossing over. Now that's on the weekly time frame. Look at the daily time frame. It's a bit more clear cut that we've hit a solid level and a solid level at the bottom. We're trickling up now. Price action will follow this very, very soon when dominance drops. And what we've got to look at here is where can we retrace first and foremost. For me, we've already tapped this level up here in 3 weeks after that bottom. We're going to retest it again at some point, in my opinion, in my overall opinion. The main level we've got to look at is 166. Obvious, it's a 618. And we've also got to look at the 382 here, which is 122 in terms of Satoshi levels. The reason being, they are key levels from the past. It's historic level of resistance. And obviously, yeah, that's key. That's a key level of resistance. Just below it is obviously support. So all these levels are going to give you some sort of like element of surprise if it goes up to there, but if it actually holds up there longer term, in my opinion, hopefully anyways, because this is a good level to be. If we're above 122 and we stay above 112 because it's a strong historic level of support, happy days. Another level is obviously where the body closures were of the 786. That's kind of key as well. We've had multiple little levels of support around here and a resistance tap, and obviously a def essentially from the last cycle. That's important. So they're the key levels so far. Okay, obviously we've got the top level here we need to obviously keep an eye on, but the ones that we need to look at as well is looking further afield. Can we retest these all-time levels of highness essentially where we've been in the past? In my opinion, anything's possible in these all seasons. Anything is realistically possible. Great fundamental analysis with VeChain. A lot of partnerships will obviously come to the fore, but also excitement builds every single time. It always happens. So for me, chart and analysis on that is a simple draw. It's pretty damn good, pretty damn neat. That is mega moves, potentially mega moves. Now, obviously, one thing we've got to look at as well, I do apologize. This is pretty much the bottom in my opinion. So if I just make that a certain level, We just got to keep it clean and concise and understand where things can go. This is the target level, simple as that, where resistance has been. If the dominance continues and it continues trending up, it's going to get very, very interesting very, very fast, which is kind of exciting. So where can we go? Well, in terms of percentages from normal moves, if we go to 618, sorry, 110%, up to 147%, but we could actually go much higher, in my opinion. I think we will go much higher as well in this cycle, because I think altcoins are going to get more fruit, more dribbles essentially from those Bitcoin profits, which is obviously key. So that's going to be very, very exciting. The one thing to look at as well, and we're not really looked at this much, is where did it fall? So if we're looking from this low and where we went down to, we went below the 786. Now the confluence as well, as you can see here, the confluence isn't far out in terms of a swing right up to these extension levels as well. On the nose on this one, the 027, and then not too far away from this one. So the confluence is there. It's looking quite good. But for me, I think this is retraced. I think it's bottomed out. And I think VeChain's going to go on an absolute parabolic run very, very soon. It always does. I just love it when it does it. It's one of those coins that always gets the light, and it's beautiful. So there we go. As always, guys, please do follow me on Twitter, because I am active as hell on there right now, and I will be documenting this. This is one of my holds. So yeah, if you want to learn, obviously check it out my Twitter. Another thing as well, I'll be doing a live on Friday again. I talked about this on the last one, but also on Sundays. Sundays I will be doing lives as well. Bit more fun based, talking about random shite basically. What's to come in the week essentially. But let me know what you think of the video. If you notice a difference, if it's better, if you enjoy this, the fact that I'm using a camera, bit better lighting, bit better visual, and obviously you can see my little strokes of ginger and grey beard coming through, because, you know, crypto is stressful sometimes. See you later.